I had a mental breakdown. It was like an adventure holiday for my mind. Very uncomfortable to be on, but nevertheless very insightful. I took a lot from it. Now, in the run-up to that, I had been undergoing about a year's worth of depression and anxiety, life stresses. And so, yeah, it seemed to just kind of snap or pop my mind. But not just snap or pop it. There was no recognition of that former person I was. So I was this entirely different person inhabiting the same physical body. And to all of a sudden flip and become an entirely different person, skating on ice, mental ice, is very, very strange and scary. Now, outwardly, same person. Inwardly, an entirely new person, almost like a clone or an alien had just been transplanted into my body. So, very, very weird. Very, very strange. So this lack of trust in my own self was the kind of scariest part of it all. I slipped from one person that I knew, me, the one dependable in this reality, right? Everything is changing. Whilst everything is changing, you're you. And I slipped from this state to a totally different state. It was as though I was transplanted and turned completely upside down. So whilst I inhabited the same physical body, my mind and the way I viewed, the lens through which I viewed life had completely changed. I noticed certain things. The colour was completely stripped off life. Or the vibrancy, let's say. I could still say a grey was a grey, but I didn't see things in the same vibrancy anymore. I had a completely different way of thinking about things, like the footstep pattern of rhythmic thought entirely changed. But the most pertinent thing, the most insidious thing, was this fear that I had changed now forever. That I had popped from one reality into another sad, vibrancy-stripped reality, and I would stay there for the rest of my days. How sad. How sad. How sad. Now, thankfully, I'm pretty much me again. And the whole process probably took around 6 months. 2 months of acute difference and slowly work my way back. CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, was amazing. A couple of sessions of that really kind of bounced me back. And so, and I probably would have snapped back naturally anyway to kind of my normal state of being, my kind of enthusiastic, full of life, full of beans, full of energy, natural way. However, who knows? It's kind of given me an insight into dealing with other people in that we're very different. Outwardly, we might look like we're reacting the same to a stimulus, but internally, our mechanisms and the gearing in our brains for dealing with all of this information is so massively different, and that an input that comes into my brain gets processed in one way, and I get an output B14287. That very same input going into someone else's brain, and the output is pink, white, blue. And so, totally different, often not intermeshable in any way, shape, or form. So it's weird. We're such a can of worms. We're such a mess bag of madness. So, this Saturday, I plan to springboard into this topic. I'll do a deep dive on Friday night. Sorry, Owen. Probably using a little bit of GPT and Wikipedia. That's right, Owen. And we'll see. We'll get into it. Let's get into it. Get somewhere into this topic. In congregation. One of my favourite events of the year.